Hello everybody and welcome to I Love Lucy. Wait, no. This is chillaZ here, bringing to you another StarCraft 2 cast. And what I said before does have some truth to it, because this is another game sent in by the fans. Luci, in fact, our red Terran at the top side of the map. On the lower left hand side we have chillaZ, a Zerg with a capital Z. How cool is that? Capital Z, get it? And yeah, I've already casted a game by Luci before, just some minutes ago, and it was just an amazing game. I was sort of rooting for the Zerg because I was thinking Zerg are cool because I used to play them way more than any other race, and because I also thought that the Zerg had sent in the replay, but it wasn't so, and the Terran player was just amazing. So here we have again Luci playing the game, and it's just making me all tingly inside to see this name, because the last game was amazing. Have I said that before? The last game was amazing. There was so much stuff going on, and the Terran macro there, that was impeccable. That was really cool to watch. I wish I could do that sort of thing. I am jealous. I am so jealous of Luci. Even in the beginning of the game, giant APM, I don't know where he gets it all from. Might be spam clicking, but then again, it's legit too, right? Whatever floats your boat. And building wise, we have a fast hatch coming up from our Zerg, and a very standard, relatively early refinery coming up from the Terran. So it's a 12 racks pumping out its first marine, the orbital command coming up as soon as possible. All is as it should be, my friends. The Terran has scouted everything, he knows what's going on, he saw the hatch first, he saw the extractor coming up, though that in theory could be cancelled, but you don't usually do that, it's not worth it. So there's probably gonna be speed and quite likely banelings, because Zergs against Terran, you want to have banelings, if not out on the field, you do want them at some point in the game. Now we have a drone chasing the SCV all over the map. Wonder why people do this sort of thing, where they do as if luring the enemy away from their own base. Though that's not really what's happening, because the Zerg already scouted this. He just wants to keep tabs on the SCV. So it might actually be worth more if you just get the SCV back and put it in your base, back to mining. You're probably gonna be able to pick off the drone, and really, what's he gonna scout? Maybe the factory, but no, these marines are gonna take care of that, and at some point there will be overlords floating into your base anyway, so if you wanna keep that from happening, post some marines around or have them patrolling, and even then it might still happen. You don't want to waste too much effort keeping the Zerg from scouting, because that's a mistake in and of itself. Oh, those marines badly positioned, getting surrounded. Picking off a Zergling or two? No, not even one. Not even a single Zergling I saw going down. Wow, that's too bad, my friend Luci. So the SCVs have to take care of it. So now the Zerglings are running rampant in the base. Though metabolic boost, I think it must have been late. Or it would be done by now. The Zerg is droning up. He knows that the Terran is gonna be busy with this, so he can just macro up. Take care of business at home. Here there are the double Hellions from the reactor. We all knew this was gonna happen, right? So they take care of the Zerglings, and the game seems pretty even. Some more units lost by the Zerg. He doesn't have as many drones as he should be having. Injects seem okay. They actually seem okay, unless he's been creep tumoring more than I thought he would. I guess this third queen was quite early, so he can have this many creep tumors, and that's also most likely what held up the metabolic boost, which would have helped a lot, because not only does it increase movement speed, it also increases attack speed and thereby damage. So something might actually have gone down to that circling attack instead of just wailing away on a building which is easily repaired. Here we have a 4 Hellion harass coming in. Zerglings on creep, they do take care of Hellions even if they take heavy losses. So smartly enough, Luci retreats. If he was like really bows, he would use the Hellions and scans to take off to keep creep tumors from spilling out onto the map. But that's dangerous and it does waste scans, so you might not want to do that. Zerg droning up, upgrading, making a third hatch, because... Did he spot this? Did he? No. He's just assuming right now. I would say this is quite bad scouting from the Zerg. And even though this is a diamond level game, even me at gold, I usually do better at scouting when I'm Zerg. If I play Protoss or Terran, my scouting sucks like the rest of crappy gold players. There we have attack without siege mode right now. It's being researched. Stim going up as well. And whenever you want stim, you do want a starport, usually, unless it's one of those timing pushes where you don't have that. But it's quite dangerous to stim then. You can stim maybe once, and if you're really brave / stupid, you can stim twice, and then your health is gone, right? So you do want medivacs, and medivacs will definitely be coming up relatively soon, because otherwise the stim research is going to be wasted since it's not going to be used. And I'm not saying you have to use the stim research and you have to use the stim once you have it, but if you have it, it's usually a good idea to put yourself in a position where you might want to use it, and that sort of position, that's usually an attack. A third command center floating down to the third. Looking at the units tab, the Zerg has finally pulled ahead in workers, though I think he's taken his sweet time doing it, and right now probably can't keep up with production. His lava injects, unlike in the last game, the Zerg is doing very well. He missed about 1 lava inject cycle in his main by now, and his natural is doing it a tiny bit better. That's quite good. It's quite good, especially at 11 minutes in the game. It's okay. You don't want to miss a single cycle, ideally, of course, but if you do, it's not the end of the world. It just means that you have room to improve, and that's what I hate if it happens to me as Zerg. My different bases keep producing things that keep running into machine gun fire and dying. Lots and lots of death. Lots and lots of it. Some drones have probably become spine crawlers. I don't think they have died, but there were more of them before. One mistake that's easy to make as a Zerg is if you produce lots of buildings, like especially spine crawlers, because you can produce these en masse, you end up not reproducing the drones, and you're gonna be behind in macro later, and you notice when it's too late, and that usually kind of sucks. A huge amount of Zerglings cleaning up the harass, but I would say the damage has been done. Lots of units dead, and this hatchery very much in danger. There are 3 queens around, so there might be enough energy somewhere for transfuse on the hatchery, but that's not gonna do that much, and I wouldn't hold my breath for it. The Zerg has defended. I think he lost more than he wanted to, definitely. Yeah, this is the smart thing to do when you know the attack is coming. You do make the banelings. And I would assume they have speed, because this is a high level game. So the speed has to be somewhere. No, they don't. Then those banelings are gonna be in for a lot of pain from these siege tanks, I would say. And this is a mistake. If you look at the resources, you can definitely say it was a mistake to not get speed, because there are so many resources that he really should have gotten them. Ouch, ouch, ouch! And this is why Terrans often go Marine tank, Medivac with 1 or 2 Vipers thrown in, because they can scout the high ground without wasting scans. This is quite bold. I like bold players, I like bold plays, but it seems a bit bold to have no defenses up here and no planetary fortress at all. At least some turrets would be in order, I would say. Does our Terran friend know about the Spire? In theory he does. I don't know if he's seen it, but he definitely should know that there are probably Mutalisks on the field, and there will probably be even more Mutalisks on the field. Quite a flock you have there, my Zerg buddy. chillaZ very chill, using his Mutalisks exactly at the right moment to counterattack when the Terran is attacking, splitting up the Terran's attention so his Banelings can go to work. Wow, wow, this is so much pain raining down on the Terran base right now. 12 workers killed, and no, he's not gonna get the orbital command, but he brought it down to half health, and really 12 workers for no lost Mutalisks. That's rough, dude. That's rough. I do think these are still non-speed Banelings. Yeah, and you can see how much damage they took from the tank fire. He might have split them or something, but really, it was the speed that was missing. With speed, they could have ran into everything and just blown everything up. Oh, it would have been beautiful. It would have been so beautiful, but alas, alack, alas. Great macro still from our Terran friend, though he is using supply drops, which I do not approve of. And he has not been muling consistently. And yeah, at this point it could be better, but then it's so difficult to do. But right now he has over money, so instead of just producing units as he's doing right now, he might want to do exactly this: make reactors, make barracks, make unit producing things. Since he saw the mutas, he knows Marines. Marines are killer. Marines kill mutas. The flock is at 15 at this point. It's getting to the sort of dangerous level where the mutas will actually take care of the marine parties that are standing around, unless there's a huge shit ton of marines, and you can't have a huge ton of marines everywhere around your base, so you're gonna be undefended. So at this point, 15 mutas and counting upwards more and more, you do start to want Thors as a Terran. I know Thors suck, but some lucky shots against this kind of flock, and it's pretty much GG. We have our Zerg droning up. It's a bit late to drone up, but it's good that he's thinking about it. Very good. These Mutalisks are in pain. They are screaming for their mother. They are screaming for their queens. Just taking more pain. Looks like the masochist Mutalisks, really. It's an alliteration, by the way. Yeah, the degree is really paying off in languages, isn't it? Yeah, the masochist Mutalisks, alliterative masochist Mutalisks, they just love pain, and they don't really like inflicting it, so sometimes they just run by some towers and get shot, because what's cooler than getting shot, right? What's gonna give you more pain than getting shot? And while they were quite stupid, they did keep this push from actually pushing anywhere. Though I guess the Banelings had something to do with that. Still, army size-wise, the players are quite even. A very sneaky expansion from the Zerg. Right here, right now, I would say that Terran might even want some more SCVs. 59 SCVs sounds good. Unless you see that your opponent does have 10 more workers. And it's not as if you were limited in army size. You're not at 200 because there's so many trades going on. And right now you should mostly be afraid of the Zerg teching up, which he's not doing right now. He's still at lair tech, and he really wants to go hive right now. He should start building this infestation pit and going hive. He needs those broodlords right now, because If he keeps letting the Terran do what he wants, the Terran will have 3 attack Marines very soon, and at that point in the game, your Mutalisks are gonna be useless. And I mean, like, literally useless. They're not gonna do a thing anymore because they just die so fast. Stimmed plus 3 attack Marines, they just rip shreds into everything. So at that point, I would say Broodlords are pretty much your only option. I guess Ultralisks can do something, but we saw how well that went last game. Though, admittedly, the Zerg didn't play correctly. Right here you can see a lot of resources pooling. These should probably be spine crawlers. And some of them here, more spine crawlers here as well. You really want a wall of spine right now, because that's gonna make you safe. Even safer than a Ultralisk mother. Some silly Terran scouts suiciding into the Zerg army, doing a lot more damage than I probably should have. That's what happens when the Zerg sort of selects his army like this, and then at the engagement suddenly realizes, I don't want to waste any banelings, so he pulls back and front and back and and gets shot, really. Spending wise, our Zerg has lost lots of stuff. Yeah. Luci, good things, always good things. Some sort of raiding parties and chillaZ. See, if these were had been spine crawlers, they would not be dead right now. Right? So make them spines, make them. And right now, the Zerg is obviously going into panic mode. He saw his base get killed, and his army is dead, and now he's just reproducing lings because he's afraid of something. And he did kill the Terran army, pretty much. Like, there are lots of Marines left, but nothing that could outright kill the Zerg. And yet, he's making lings to attack instead of rebuilding those. Wow. Okay, I'm full of crap. He does have enough drones. And he does have this hatchery. What are those drones actually doing? Right. They are having a party. Look how excited they are, flapping their wing thingies very slowly. Yeah, there they go. I wonder how long those guys stood there. Must have been the most depressing party in the world. Still, we have our now newly 2-base Terran with full energy on his orbitals. Now, wouldn't it be cool to like just lift off maybe this command center, go over here and drop all the mules you can, just to see how much you can lag up the game, because that's a lot of mules. It's a shit ton of mules. Actually, didn't this have energy before? I don't know. Though I do wonder why this is so full, because Luci has been doing very well on his macro. He's been using mules from the second base and the third, but somehow he forgot about his orbital command at the home base. Might be a mistake. Maybe he's saving it for scans, so though I sort of doubt it, because the Zerg hasn't been making any infestors. And as I said, of course, he's probably making infestors. Yeah, 11 of them. But no burrow, is there? No burrow. And with these resources, like for pretty much half the game, he had this many resources, and he could have done so much with it. He could have gotten burrow, forced lots of scans, and yeah, he could have done a lot more. Ow! This is pain against those marine balls. So much pain. Baneling infestor. And ouch! Okay, that's what happens if you A-move your infestors, which is also something you should not be doing. You should really hotkey these guys, like at all. And you should even hotkey them differently than your main army, but really? Really? He doesn't even have an army hotkey? Dear God. Why can't I be diamond? Why? I guess it's because I suck and I don't want to admit it. Look at these larva injects. These are actually very good. He's at 100 energy at 28 minutes in the game on his main queen. I don't think I could ever do that, especially with all those attacks and things going on. Guess he does deserve his diamond. It just means that even diamond people still make mistakes. And we have a GG, because the base here is mined out, this one's mined out, this one's just gonna die. Again, look at these drones. There are enough drones, right? Like, yeah, there are, let's say, more than 20. And look at the money. So these 20 drones, they could have been spine crawlers. And he would still have 2,000 minerals left to remake the drones. Like, he could remake 20 drones, and he'd still have maybe 1,000 or more minerals left. And there would be a wall of 20 spines keeping this from happening. Really, seriously, don't underestimate spines. Of course, the Terran could sort of work his way through them slowly using his siege tanks, but then spine crawlers can move and siege tanks can be picked off, and generally the Zerg can be really annoying about it. So please, please, please build them spines. It's not that difficult. And congrats to Luci. This was a great game as last time. In the end, obviously his macro slipped a bit, but with this much stuff going on, all these attacks, I don't really blame him. Not a great game by Luci, and you definitely deserve this win, even though you play Terran. Even though you play Terran. So this has been it for me, and if you like this video, please thumbs it up, and subscribe to my channel, because that will help a lot. And if you have replays of your own you want me to cast, I would be very happy to have them. Just send them in at zreplays@gmail.com. If you can't hear them because of my lisp or my stupid accent, the email address will be in the description of the video. So thanks everybody for watching, guys, and see you next time. This is Imperator Z saying goodbye. I wonder if SCVs, if they didn't smoke, would they have more hit points?